Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time for those two legends of sport. It's Beefy and the Bull.
Hello everyone, this is Beefy and the Bull. I remember playing in the 72 grand final.
Oh, 72! Doesn't go down like a sack of spuds this week.
None of this soft stuff.
Oh, Beefy! Oh, you've come out all guns blazing, mate.
Beefy and the Bull. Beefy and the Bull. Beefy and the Bull. Beefy and the Bull. Beefy and the Bull.
Yeah, good morning everyone. Yeah, good morning everyone. Yes, another
Yes.
day
Good morning,
here.
everyone. Beefy and the Bull here. How are you, Beefy?
Right, I'm great. Now, for those who are wondering, we're not in the same studio. My brother's down there in Sydney. So welcome the Melbourne team, the soccer team, into Sydney playing that A series. But unfortunately, they're stuck, mate. What's going on?
But I will tell you exactly what's going on. But before I do that, I'm a bit emotional, Beefy, and I don't get emotional too often because this is only the second time we've been apart. You remember the first time, don't you?
Yes, true. The first time was when we were born. They put us in two separate cribs.
No, the time after that, Beefy, going to the World Champion Badminton competition.
Oh,
They stuffed up the planes.
Buggered up the flights. We'll go to the World Badminton Championships, yes.
Bloody hell, mate. You ended up in Taipei at the tournament.
Yeah.
And I ended up in Dubbo.
Yeah, and you still came second, even though you went to Dubbo, which was a great effort.
I tell you what, Beefy, if people said, I was emotional, was I emotional because we were apart? I said, no, I was just emotional that I was stuck in bloody Dubbo. Hey, getting back to the A-League, so they've made an absolute schmozzle of it, mate. The soccer team's A-League Melbourne victory, they're trying to get out of there, obviously. They're trying to get up into the bubble, into Sydney. You can't stay in Victoria. It's not safe for anyone, mate. Not safe for anyone. I wouldn't put my dog down there. They've tried to get out 3 times. The first time, they were on the tarmac on the plane. Phone call. No, you can't come up. Why? Oh, we're not ready. Second time they get on there. Oh, have you filled out this bit of paperwork? Nah, we'll get off the plane. Third time they were on a bus, and the bus driver turned him around because he had an argument with the wife. He wanted to go back and patch things up. I mean, it's unprofessional.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Mate. Well, I've been waiting for 3 days, mate. There's no sign of him, and you know what I'm thinking of doing, don't you?
There is a bar at that airport, isn't there?
Where do you think I'm calling you from?
and there's pies. They've got a pie shop there, surely.
Oh, mate, I've got a pie in one hand. I've got a beer in the other hand.
Yes,
I won't tell you how I'm holding the phone. It's this.
Moving on to our predictions this week, we're going to have a quick look at the bold predictions. My bold prediction for the NRL. I'm a big fan that Newtown Jets are going to make it back into the NRL. And they're going to wipe the sides. They're going to clean up this Nancy-Pantsy football. And I remember when we were playing for Newtown Jets, breed them tough there. And, we didn't have sprigs in our boots like they do now. They got all these little Gucci little yellow and fluoro pink shoes. And, it's ridiculous. Remember when we didn't have sprigs? We had to drive nails through our feet.
That was the way you did it.
Yeah,
you got
it was.
It woke you up, especially on those frosty mornings when we used to play.
Cold.
On a cold day, it'd wake you up. None of this. I'll get a cappuccino, mochaccino.
Put on me fluoro pink boots.
A nail through the foot generally wakes you up to a point where you just go, I'm ready. You go through anything after that.
We're on. We got out there and played. But that's my prediction. Newtown Jets won't be long. They're back. Bigger than ever.
I love what you're putting down there, Beefy. My bold prediction is that the waters in the Brisbane River are going to rise again. Because the Brisbane Broncos are going to lose again and they are going to be crying again. I mean, I'm all up to show a little bit of emotion. But mate, the tears that were flowing, the rivulets going down out of Suncorp, it was, it's a safety danger. It's a danger thing. You would have been. We've had floods up there before.
Oh, yeah. I think Seabolts is on his last legs. I think he's gone.
Yep. Oh. Yeah, and I back you 100%. I remember when you coached him. He was under
he was only a little fella, little tight.
And he found it hard to pick up what you were putting down.
He could pick up the ball.
For me, you're clear as a whistle.
Yeah.
Clear as a whistle.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking at our games, I'm going to pick one game out in the NRL this week. The Warriors-Titans game. Can there be two losers in one game? Honestly, I can't see anyone winning this. I really can't. I don't think either side's going to win it.
It's a lose-lose situation for the competition as well. Why would you put those two on prime time? Do you know what I mean? I put them at 4 o'clock in the morning.
And even that's prime time for them.
Alrighty, now it's time for me to pick a game from the AFL. You know what? I'm going the Richmond Tigers versus the Sydney Swans up at the Gabba on Sunday. Can the Tigers, back up after the last week? It was the Tigers of old that came out after 4 weeks of poor performances. Before that, they've come out and they've absolutely smashed them. And I tell you what, they played some fantastic footy, and Melbourne were no slouches themselves. So Richmond played really well, tough, aggressive footy, and we're going to see if they can back that up against the Sydney Swans, who are going along okay at the moment. But I hope they bring back something and they can keep that consistency. So that's my game of the week. Watch that one on Sunday.
Yes, and a quick mention about the Armenian Badminton Championships too. Yes. Nazarethian is playing against G. Isahakian. Not to be confused with E. Nazahakian, because they're brothers, obviously, so don't get them confused there. But G's playing first up, and G can play, I tell you what.
Mate,
he's a good little badminton player.
I haven't seen someone hit the old shuttlecock 10 years since we were playing. We could hit a shuttlecock, but this guy, he really goes a distance. He gets the whole body behind it. If you were ever going to be turned into an inanimate object, it wouldn't want to be that shuttlecock.
No, not at all.
Alrighty, now it's almost time for us to go, but there's always time for Beef of the Week with Beefy. So what do you got for us, Beefy?
Righto, Beef of the Week this week is the V8s are back. Thank goodness for that. No more of those little toy cars that they were playing with. We've got proper cars racing.
Oh, mate, those E-cars are a bloody joke. You don't think they pass yet. It sounds like, look, someone's let off a little fart or something. Bloody nothing.
Hopeless. Absolutely hopeless. There's nothing like true racing. It's like remember when I was racing Formula One, we had a true team, proper racing.
Running of the engines. I was in the pit crew, of course, mate, looking after you when you come in. They were great times, eh?
Oh, they were. Nothing better than having proper fuel fumes burning your retina of your eye. The sound deafening, so you can't hear for over a week. Proper man racing, proper racing. None of this fancy toy car racing.
You talk about not hearing for a week. I remember when we were at Silverstone, and I looked at the other pit crews, and they all had these earmuffs on. I said, "Hey, Beefy," I said, any chance I can get some earmuffs? And you looked at me, and I'll never forget what you said to me. You just said, "What are you? Soft."
Yeah, that's right.
It woke me up. And I went, "Yeah, what am I, soft?" So I went without the earmuffs completely, and the hearing unfortunately never came back. But I tell you what, that's all part of it, isn't it?
Oh, mate, builds character.
Yes, and that stinging of the fumes when you wouldn't let me wear the goggles and I lost the sight in one eye. That didn't hold me back. That hasn't held me back at all, has it? It's actually even better, because when I look through telescopes and things like that, I don't even have to close one eye because one eye don't work. And I thank you for that, Beefy. I thank you.
Yeah, it's not a problem in the world, mate. I was glad that I could help out everyone, and I know the team all suffered from the same sort of thing, but it built character, and it made them better team. Brought them together.
I tell you what, talk about camaraderie and bonding. We bonded, the whole team bonded at the eye specialist, actually, and, we got very close there. When I think of all the pain and things like that, it's all washed away, because I look back at that time, and I see you up on that podium, and me looking up at you through the blurry mess that is now my vision, and I look up and I see you holding it and smiling, and all those thousands of people cheering, Beefy, Beefy, and it brings a tear to my eye. Well, they're actually always teary now. It's sort of like seeping and stuff, but I just go, the emotions there, mate, and I know I was a big part of that. We all make sacrifices, And that's
Everyone
what we
makes
love about each other.
sacrifices.
That is it for us this week. And we thank everyone for tuning in, and those Mayhem brothers as well. We love those boys.
Yes, wonderful. And you be careful down there in Sydney and look after those soccer team boys when they finally turn up.
Mate, it's the least I could do for them, when you're a captain coach for over a decade at Melbourne Victory. You know what I mean? The respect's there. For them to hop off the plane and see my face, it would mean a lot to them, mate. So it's the least I could
Absolutely.
do.
That'll spur 'em on. Spur 'em on.
Spur 'em on. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Thanks, BP.
All right, have a good weekend, everyone.